Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Madridista News. We have some really bombastic news coming out today, all day today. It started with the announcement of Asensio's contract, which has already will be finished in June, and from July he will be a free agent anyway. And from all the reports that we can see that's coming out, he is going to be most probably a PSG player from July 2023. So it didn't come as a surprise when the club announced it as an official comunicado official. We saw that, yeah, Asensio is leaving. Then the reports came out that Real Madrid is going to announce two more players leaving today. So one of them was going to be, of course, Mariano, whose contract is finishing same way. And most of the Real Madrid fan base thought the third one is going to be either Nacho or Ceballos because both of their contracts are finishing as well. But we saw the second one. It wasn't surprising. It was Mariano as usual, as everyone thought. But the third one, it was a bombshell. Like when the reports started coming out, Mario Cortegana, Fabrizio Romano, and others tweeting that uh, Real Madrid is going to announce the termination of contract with Eden Hazard. It came as a real surprise because from recent history, if we remember, we didn't really terminate contracts. It's something that the Real Madrid board doesn't really do. They just don't see it as good business. They just keep the player as a depth option or something. But I think behind the scenes, Ancelotti just doesn't want to keep Eden Hazard in the squad anymore. We saw that even when there were no options in our attack. There is no Vinicius, there is no Benzema, Mariano, everyone. There is nothing. Even then, he preferred Rodrigo to play, and then he played five midfielders instead of playing Hazard in the last match. So you can see Ancelotti doesn't really rely on Hazard even as last scenario, if I think if there were no Real Madrid forwards available, Ancelotti will just play six midfielders if they were all fit instead of Eden Hazard, and it showed that the even the we saw that Eden Hazard, whenever even he was played, he didn't really contribute too much. He has only scored 7 goals in 4 seasons in Real Madrid, so in average he scores less than 2 goals a season. So that's it has been a disastrous signing. I think not only in Real Madrid history, in football transfer history, I would say it's one of the uh, cannot even say who has been. It's the I think it's a super flop, super duper flop. I cannot even imagine a signing going worse than Eden Hazard. 7 goals in 4 seasons. He played only 76 matches for Real Madrid in 4 seasons. Out of those 76 matches, most of them came from the bench. So it's really nothing to talk about. It's just good to see that the board suddenly woke up and realized that this is just not working. So the uh, thing here is Real Madrid has surplus. They have some, I don't know, what you call profit after the season, and you have to pay taxes on this profit. So they say that as Eden Hazard is not going to be relied upon anyway, and he takes up space in the squad, and it's just not positive to have a depth option who gives nothing back to the team. So they just use the funds they will have, and they just used it to write that contract off or whatever termination. The reports came out that we are paying 50% of his normal salary, which is 15 million per season. So we will be paying around 7 million or something So yeah, that's just good business here from Real Madrid at the very least. And more report has come out that there it's not over. More outgoings are going to be announced tomorrow most probably, and we can imagine it's going to be, I think, Alvaro Odriozola. It could be Nacho. It could be Dani Ceballos. Those are the names that are going to be, I guess. We will get more clarity. We don't have any clarity on Benzema. Fabrizio Romano has tweeted, Mario Cortegana, even Aranca Rodriguez. Everyone has said the same thing that Benzema hasn't really made it clear yet. There are some reporters who has said that he has said he wants to move to Saudi Arabia, Al Ittihad club Al Ittihad, but from the most trusted sources of Aranca Rodriguez, Fabrizio Romano, that Real Madrid hasn't really gotten the clarity from Karim Benzema yet, so we will have to wait and see on that point. The other point is Real Madrid's interest in Kai Havertz and Harry Kane has been confirmed by Fabrizio Romano, and it looks like we are targeting Harry Kane in case Karim Benzema leaves, and the Kai Havertz option doesn't depend on Karim Benzema. So it looks like, for all intents and purposes, Real Madrid are going to go after Kai Havertz this season. So it's a signing that Real Madrid has tried to complete even before. I think it was in 2019 before the COVID hit. So Real Madrid couldn't go ahead with that plan. And Real Madrid scouted, I guess, Kai Havertz intensively. Real Madrid's chief scout, Huni Calafat, is a fan, and he's someone that Real Madrid higher ups trust a lot with signings. He's the one who convinced who were the players. Rodrigo, he's the one who convinced Vinicius. He's the one who is convincing Jude Bellingham, Camavinga, Chouameni. Most of Real Madrid's recent signings have been heavily scouted by Huni Kalafat. So he is someone, when he signs off on a player, the club takes it as priority signing. And there are reports that even Zinedine Zidane wanted it. And if you know Zinedine Zidane's talent ID, you don't have to talk about it. Zinedine Zidane wanted Real Madrid to sign Eden Hazard before Eden Hazard left for Chelsea. Zinedine Zidane has been on point with the players that he thinks that can. Before we have seen, he didn't want Real Madrid to complete the signing of Van de Beek. Real Madrid were really keen on Van de Beek when he was playing in Ajax, and look at now Van de Beek. He has done nothing since he left Ajax for Manchester United. Real Madrid wanted to go for Kepa Arrizabalaga. Zinedine Zidane put a stop to that. So you can see that Kepa Arrizabalaga hasn't been nowhere near what Chelsea paid for him. So those were the signings Zinedine Zidane vetoed, and I have 100% confidence in Zidane's talent ID, and I trust Huni Kalafat's judgment. So I would say that it would he didn't work out in Chelsea, and just because Kai Havertz didn't work out in Chelsea doesn't mean that he will not work out anywhere else in his career. He's only 23 years old. He's not hit his prime yet. He's still a young player with a change of scenery, maybe with a different setup, with a different tactical setup and strategy, with a different coach. He will maybe show us what he was showing in the Bundesliga in Bayer Leverkusen. And to be honest, I don't want Real Madrid to sign strikers from Bundesliga unless it's someone from Bayern Munich, because those players are at the very least know how to win stuff, and it's a serious club. But he hasn't played as a forward when he was playing in Bayer Leverkusen, so that's a good sign. And I would say that I am optimistic about this signing. I won't say like Real Madrid fan base mostly when I see in Twitter, they are a little bit not happy with the signing of Kai Havertz just because he hasn't had a good season in Chelsea, who has been disastrous from up top to bottom. Their board, chopping and changing of coaches, everything really added to it. It wasn't there was I don't think they had the atmosphere. They didn't have the surrounding to really show their best versions this season. So we shouldn't really judge the Chelsea players from the season that just finished. We shouldn't really judge players on this season. I then I think Kai Havertz can be good acquisition. I don't think he's going to be out and out first team, first 11 player. He's going to be a rotational option, and I think as a rotation option, he can be a really good choice for Real Madrid. So I think if the signing doesn't I think Real Madrid shouldn't go for more than 50 million for this signing, because I think with the kind of season he had, of course, Chelsea will ask for, I think, anything around 60, 70 million for Kai Havertz. But I think Real Madrid can get him for around 50 million, because his market value has, of course, dropped after the kind of season he had. We'll just have to wait and see how much we pay for him. But it looks like this signing will be done, because Chelsea are not really that keen on keeping him. If a good offer arrives, they are going to sell him. Pochettino, it doesn't look like Pochettino really relies on him to realize. Pochettino is happy if he stays. He's okay if he leaves. So it's not like he is a centerpiece of Pochettino's plans. So it looks like Kai Havertz is going to be a Real Madrid player if everything goes according to plan. The other option, Harry Kane, that's where everything gets more complicated. I cannot imagine a scenario where Karim Benzema stays and Real Madrid signs Harry Kane. The only scenario where Real Madrid goes hard for Harry Kane is if Karim Benzema is sold to Al Ittihad in Saudi Arabia. From Ancelotti has confirmed that Karim Benzema has a contract till 2024, so he has one more season left. So it's not like his contract has finished. We thought that Real Madrid and Karim Benzema didn't agree to another extension after his contract finishing, but it looks like there was an uh, extension of a 1 year that triggered somehow, I don't know, the Ballon d'Or or something that we heard about. That Ballon there was a Ballon d'Or clause that if he wins the Ballon d'Or, his contract gets extended by 1 year anyway. I guess that was true. So he has still a contract with Real Madrid. He has 12, 13 months left in his contract. So if Al Ittihad wants to sign him and Karim Benzema wants to leave, Al Ittihad will have to pay Real Madrid transfer fee for that transfer. And I think Real Madrid can easily get 40, 50 million for Karim Benzema. These Saudi clubs have money to burn. They are paying 100, 200, 300 million per year to superstar players. So we can get 40, 50 million out of that Saudi. It's nothing for them. So I think if we sell Benzema for around 40, 50 million and use that money plus something for Kai Havertz, that would be good acquisition. And as I was saying, the other option is Harry Kane. That's where we will have to go into our transfer budget. We are already signing Jude Bellingham for around 100 million, and for Harry Kane, I think we'll have to go for the same amount of money. He won't come for less than 100 million. No chance. It's Daniel Levy. It's Tottenham Hotspur, and we all know how Daniel Levy works. So this is going to be a pain in the ass. As long as it doesn't drag out the whole transfer window like the Gareth Bell deal, or the yeah. So it will be okay. If Karim Benzema really leaves, then we can do with worse options than Hurricane. The only problem I have with Hurricane is he has never played in a winning team. He hasn't won a single, even a Carabao Cup. He doesn't have any silverware to his name. So that's the only problem with Hurricane, and how he is going to acclimatize to the Spanish league, to the Spanish way of playing. He is a technically gifted player. He is technically good. He scores goals. So I think there. I don't know. I'll just have to wait and see. He's I don't know. He's we'll just see how he can come in and how he can impact this Real Madrid team if Real Madrid goes for him. It's a lot of if, and what we have learned from recently is that the journalists mostly don't get things right when it comes to Real Madrid. Real Madrid board, Real Madrid higher ups keep their cards close to their chest, and so yeah, we'll just have to see. The other signings that we have already confirmed, Ancelotti has already confirmed Fran Garcia. I think the Joselu from Espanyol is going to be confirmed soon too. There is too much noise about it, too much smoke. So I think he's going to be the replacement for Mariano. Kai Havertz is going to be an option for us in the final third, I guess. Something that's linking the final third. We shouldn't play him as a striker. The maximum we can play him as a false nine. That's it. I think we should play him more as a second striker or a number 10. We'll see how he will fit in for Real Madrid. Of course, there is the Bellingham news. Bellingham is getting closer and closer. Bellingham deal is getting closer and closer. So we can already see the plan of Real Madrid. If Karim Benzema leaves, we are going to go for a star striker, Harry Kane, and we are even without Harry Kane, and if Karim Benzema stays, we are signing I think Joselu and Kai Havertz, and we are bringing back Brahim Diaz. So suppose Karim Benzema stays, suppose we are if he stays, then we will have Karim Benzema, Vinicius Junior, Rodrigo, Kai Havertz, Joselu, and Brahim Diaz. So that's better depth, I think, for our attack. At the very least, next season we will have better depth. We will have players that we can use because last season we only had four players we could use: Asensio, Benzema, Vinicius Junior, and Rodrigo, because Eden Hazard and Mariano were less than useless. So right now, with those players, we'll have seven players in the team that will give us. Sorry, not seven players. Sorry, Benzema, Vinicius Junior, Rodrigo, Kai Havertz, Joselu, Brahim Diaz. So I guess six. Yeah, six. Eden Hazard, Marco Asensio, and Mariano. Yeah, three out, three in. And if Benzema leaves, then I guess Harry Kane or another top striker. I don't know who it is going to be. So you're going to keep it as six. And with Bellingham coming, we already have six midfielders again: Chouameni, Camavinga, Valverde, Bellingham, Modric, Cruz, and I guess Ceballos. I think most probably Ceballos will leave. Then we will be left with six midfielder again. And if Ceballos remains, then I guess we'll have better depth in midfield. And in defense, I think it's almost crystal clear. If Mendy is sold, I hope they go out and buy another left back. But if Mendy stays, our left back position is sorted. Our right back, the board still relies on Carvajal and Vasquez, so we cannot do anything about it. They think that place is sorted, but there were some reports about Pavard from Bayern Munich that Bayern Munich wants to sell him for some a fee around 30 million. If it was up to me, if Nacho leaves and we get rid of Alvaro Odriozola, I think an option like Pavard will be a great option. He's versatile. He can play all over that defense. That will give us another option for our defense to plug the gaps in right back and plug the gaps in center half that will be left by Nacho. So there it is. These are the most talked about and reported transfer dealings of Real Madrid. Best of luck to Eden Hazard, whatever he wishes to do after his next chapter of his career. There are reports from Mario Cortegana and others that Eden Hazard is even considering retirement, or I don't know. I think he could go to clubs in Saudi Arabia or in America or clubs in like Asia, like Japan, South Korea, somewhere, and just play a couple of seasons and then retire. Don't retire um, in such a, I don't know, in such a low, because he didn't do anything for the last 3 seasons. He had no footballing. I don't know. Real Madrid won titles, but he didn't contribute to anything. So it will be a sad ending if he retires right now. But all the best luck to him and good luck. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Hala Madrid.